In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to create a Gantt chart in Monday.com. A Gantt chart is a great way to visualize your project timeline, see how tasks line up over time, and understand dependencies at a glance. In Monday.com, this is done using a board view, which means you're not changing your data, you're simply changing how that data is displayed. Let's walk through the process step by step. First, open the board where you're managing your project. At the top left of your board, you'll see an icon with a plus sign that lets you add a new view. This is your starting point. Click that plus icon to open the list of available board views. If you don't immediately see Gantt as an option, look for something like More Views to expand the full list. From that list, select Gantt. As soon as you do, Monday.com will create a new Gantt view for your board. Think of this as a separate lens on the same information. Your items, groups, and columns are all still there in the main table, but now they'll be displayed on a timeline instead. Once the Gantt view opens, you'll want to configure it so it uses the right date information from your board. Look to the top right corner of the Gantt view for the Settings option. Go ahead and click Settings to open the configuration panel. Inside the settings, you'll see an option related to timeline or date. This is where you tell Monday.com which column on your board should be used to plot tasks on the Gantt chart. For example, if your board already has a timeline column with start and end dates for each item, you'll want to select that. If you only have a single date column, you can choose that as well, and Monday.com will use that date to position your items on the chart. Take a moment to make sure you're selecting the column that truly represents the schedule of your work. This is important because the accuracy of your Gantt chart depends entirely on the dates stored in that column. After you select the appropriate timeline or date column, your Gantt chart will update to reflect those settings, showing each item as a bar along the calendar. At this point, your Gantt chart view is created and configured. You can now scroll through the timeline, zoom in or out, and use this visual layout to better understand your project schedule and keep everything on track.